is really going to be interesting. All right, so we need to go live and we need to make it count. See what the Lord has done. Amazing God. Thank God for God being God. Thank God for all that He has been making to happen in our life. You know, everything. It's been quite interesting, and I am super duper excited about seeing what the Lord will do in your life in this beautiful year. And I'm sure that you are also excited about what you're about to experience in this beautiful year. Guys, I am just super popped up, and I'm sure you are also popped up. Let's get into the mood, let's get into the excitement, let's make it count, and let's make it live. I am grateful and thankful for this beautiful day, and I'm sure you're also grateful and thankful for you participating and getting to experience this beautiful year 2023. My name is Dr. Afolabi Olatunji. I'm your regular host in this morning or this Mastermind mentorship class, and I'm sure you are excited and ready to get going. Like you can see, all is being said. We just need to have the right proper plan in place so that we can take all the blessings that God has destined for us in this beautiful year. Are you ready? If you're ready, let's get into it. All right. Super excited. We see that all our followers, all our people are ready, and people can't even get to wait to see what's going on. Remember, we started the year this 2023 about setting and achieving goals. And I told people, I said, there's a difference between setting goals and achieving it. You need to know that the goals you don't set could hurt you, all right? So you need to come up with strategies that is going to help you to take dominance of what you have been planning and what you've been waiting for to make happen in your life, okay? So let's see what we have, and let's see that we have all our people ready as we're about to dive in straight. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's make it live. Setting and achieving goals part 3. Setting and achieving goals part 3. We started part 1 on Monday, which is more like the exhortation time that we begin with. And like I told you, we are really being strategic about the way we win and what we're going to be doing in this beautiful year. All we need to do is you need to stay plugged in and get connected to this Mastermind mentorship class. You know, when you talk about goal setting, it's different from goals achievement. Goal setting is different from goals achievement. You can set a whole lot of goals. Another thing is you trying to achieve that same goal, all right? Another thing is you trying to achieve the same goal. You need to set the proper goals. You need to make things happen, and you need to make things really, really realistic, because if you don't make those goals realistic, like I said, it is just going to be fuzzy, all right? So you don't want your goals to be fuzzy. You really want your goal, and you want to really have it, and you want to stay on top of your plannings, the things that you are doing in this 2023. I remember many of us, as we're about to begin this year, let's talk about 31st breaking first, okay? Many people will go to church. In fact, that is the very first time you're going to see some people, that is when they get to visit the church, and they said, God, I just hope you can just give me this year. I hope you can make this year the best of year for me. And you just praying. And that is why some people even go to pray. Some people will go like, hey, you know, they just make those resolutions. You know what we do, guys? I know many of you, you're quite aware of that. You know, we just go do that New Year resolution just for God to be able to, you know, orchestrate us into the better year or the next year. And the problem with most of us is that by the time we get into the new year, we don't even have a plan. We don't even have a vision for ourselves. We don't have a vision for our life. Neither do we have a vision that is going to propel us to achieving all the things that we want for ourselves. So talking about the vision is what we can call our goals. Okay, so you need to be deliberate. about your success. You need to be deliberate about your wealth. You need to be deliberate about your health. You need to be deliberate about the kind of achievement you hope to achieve in this year, all right? So you must be intentional about those things. You don't want to approach this year like you did in the last year, all right? Or in the last years, as the case is. If you want that result that you have never experienced before, you need to get into the activities that you haven't been doing before. And these activities all start from what we call goal setting. We will teach you the foundation to setting goals and how you can achieve these goals, all right? And we started that since on Monday, by the way. So we've been able to look at, those 5 key points you need to consider before you set goals, all right? And today we said we're going to be talking about the 5 questions. Again, for the purpose of those that didn't participate or join us in these 2 classes that was held on Monday, Tuesday, Monday and yesterday, I can just quickly go through it so that you can also catch a glimpse of it, all right? I begin by saying, before you set your goals, all right, it's important that you need to know what you want, okay? You need to know where you are going. And I use a phrase that said, if you don't know where you are going, everywhere will look like it. So you need to know what you want for yourself. You need to make a decision of what you want and how you want to achieve them, all right? So that is what we mean by, decide on what you want. Decision is very important. Decision is what determines destination. If you make the proper decision for yourself in the beginning of this year right now, it is going to end up leading you to a better destination, pretty much maybe at the end of the year or maybe the next 2 years. So, but you need to get something going. You need to get something that will get you going and something that will keep you on, all right? It's very important, okay? So that is know what you want. And in knowing what you want, you need a certain decision. And I said yesterday, it takes a decision to correct another decision. You live as a result of where you are. It is a decision that has put you where you are. So in order for you to get to your next level in your life, you need to make another decision. And this decision all being wrapped up around your goals, all right? So the number 2 that I shared was that I said you need to now make those goals written down. You need to write it down. And I gave a scriptural reading in the book of Habakkuk 2:2 that said, write the vision on a tablet or make it plain, so that he that reads it may run with it. He said, though the vision may tarry, he said, wait for it. The vision is set for an appointed time. The vision is set for an appointed time. It means that your goal that you think you're written down, it is important as you bringing it to life. Writing it is bringing it to life. The moment you write it, you are bringing it from the spiritual realm, from where it never existed, as it is being prompted on your mind, you are now writing it down. When you start to write those goals down, it means that you are now committing it. You are now inking it. By the time you ink it, it's now being labeled on your heart, okay? It's not like something like it's never going to be realistic again. So the moment you write it down, it is the first step you need to do to bringing it to life. So you writing it down, you are bringing it to life. And it's like you're bringing it from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. And that is how it gets going. So having done that, the next thing you want to do is to identify with what you need to do to make those goals a reality. What are the activities that I need to get myself involved in so that my goals will not be fuzzy, right? What are the activities? You need to identify the kind of things you do, the kind of things you need to get yourself involved in that will make those goals to become something that you will experience, all right? So activities can be, if it is for health, you need to get into the good health. If it is, to do activity, if it is to, reduce your body, maybe you want a nice body structure, you need to get into the gym, of course. And if you cannot afford the gym, another thing you can do to make sure that you do some stationary exercise, things that you could do. Make sure you do a jog around, or you can walk around within your, compound or estate or street. You can start doing that. And if it's into relationship, you need to identify with what you want and the kind of right person, and be in the right environment to put you in the position where you can meet the right people. Okay, is very, very key. Okay, so identify with the kind of activities, because you cannot achieve the new things with the old habit. If you have been doing things in the old way and you say, man, I'm going to continue doing the same thing again, I can tell you that will never happen, and you will never experience the good thing. So you cannot put a new wine in the old wine bottle. It's practically impossible. So another one I said you have to also break those things into objective or smaller goals. All right. Excuse me. You break it down into objectives or smaller goals. What do I mean by breaking it down into objectives or smaller goals? You need to identify the ones that you will achieve right now, and why you are in pursuit of the bigger things. All right. So those little things are the pointer to the bigger things that you're still going to achieve. But it is often used to be said that your smaller goals is what gravitates you into your bigger goals. Okay, so start to identify with those small things. If it is, and I use example of somebody that wants to, buy a house. Maybe it's a house that, or a very nice structure you want, maybe in Banana Island, for example. But you need to begin by even going to contact the right people. One of the things you can achieve, the smaller goal can be you even stepping out of your comfort zone and say, man, I'm going to go to Ikoyi now. I'm going to go to Ikoyi to go and see where the right land or the properties, going to view it, going to see it can be like the smaller goals. You have moved yourself closer to the things you want to achieve. Not that you are seated in your house and you said, I want to live in Banana Island. I want to do this. I want to build a house there. Even going there to see, drive around, to look at those structures can be those smaller goals that is getting you into those big goals, or getting that bigger house in Banana Island. So you really want to break your goals down, identify with the objective, break it down into smaller or, smaller goals as you are in pursuit of your bigger goals. And I said, as you are bringing it down, and I said, it's also important that the things that you want, you need to also write those goals out, paste it around you everywhere on your phone, in your house, in your offices, paste it around you. The moment you start doing that, you are committing yourself into attracting those right activities, elements, things that could make that goals a reality. I'm talking about law of attraction, by the way. Okay, so it is important. Now I'll take you back to what the book of Habakkuk 2:2 said again. He said, so that he that reads it may run with it. The only way you read it is that you are seeing it. If you don't see it, you can't read it. I went through my goals this morning. I went through it and I said, okay, I need to achieve this. Am I getting closer to those goals? There are some goals that I put for myself that I said on the 15th of this month, I got to be able to break it. On the 20th of this month, I got to be able to break it. In fact, I have like 3 goals I plan that I'm going to achieve in this month of January. I don't know what your goals are. In case you are like me, you better get into the right activities that will help you gravitate you towards achieving your goals. And at the same time, you also need to know that while you are setting your goals, you don't want to set it too high. Don't give something that you know it can never happen, okay? Don't give something that you know that it can never happen. Make sure that your goals that you're setting is not too high, neither is it too low. You have to meet it at an equilibrium point, okay? So that you know it's realistic. You know that it's not something that would never happen in your lifetime. It's something that you know that it will happen. Now, and I further advise that while you are writing down your goals, make sure that the big or the deadline to the long time goal that you put should not exceed more than 10 years. Should not exceed more than 10 years. Now, that deadline, if it's not more than 10 years, it will help you. Any goals beyond 10 years, guys, I will tell you, it will even fade off from your mind. Okay, so make sure you are writing those goals, and it's important that you can also write the goals that you want to achieve every week. You can write any one down and say, at the end of this week, I'm going to achieve this. At the end of next week, this is what I'm going to get. At the end of the upper week, this is what I'm going to get. Maybe in summary, at the end of the month, this is what I hope to achieve. So you can begin with that while you are planning towards the bigger goals. All right. And you need to be seeing this goal. You need to make sure that you review your goals at least 10 times every day. 10 times every day. You go through it. You can even write an affirmation. That one is separate, by the way. So you can go through it and say, these are the goals. These are the things I want to achieve. So the moment you're seeing it, you are attracting it, and you are making sure that God, the natural law is bringing the right things to conspire into your own favor. All right. So today we will quickly just review the 5 questions that you need to consider why you have written down those goals. The 5 questions you need to consider why you have had those goals written down, and why you have considered the 5 key points that I gave you earlier. Now, the question number 1 is that you need to genuinely ask yourself, what do I want to do? You need to ask yourself that question. What do I want to do? What kind of activities do I need to put myself involved in? What do I want to do? Don't approach this year like you did last year. If you are the type that put in New Year resolution and you say, oh man, I've gone to church, I've prayed, and that is all. It doesn't stop there, all right? So you need to identify with what do I need to do while in order for me to achieve my goals. So identify with the right activities. I said it earlier. Identify with what you need to do. So you need to put it in your question again. What do I need to do? Another thing you need to also consider there is that you need to ask yourself another genuine question on what do I want to be? What will my goal turn me to? What will I want to be? What do I want to be? And talking about what do you want to be, you can also look at somebody you can model after. You see, somebody said there is no new thing under the heavens. Whatever you want to achieve, somebody else has already achieved it. Myself and my wife last night were watching people, and we saw a caption on YouTube that somebody that is richer than Elon Musk, that is richer than Bill Gates, and yet is unknown. And we were captivated by that caption, and we log in. I mean, we click on that particular link, and we went to see this person. And when we saw many people that their names were not mentioned, or there are people that have achieved, acquired wealth as a way back as 1400 BC and AD. These guys have acquired enough wealth. And some of them are known, some of them are not known. So, it is not like you are falling from heaven. Whatever you want to achieve, some persons have achieved it. So what are they trying to say in that video is that, Elon Musk that we're talking about, some persons have, they've achieved these things way back as at then, when we're not even born, or our fathers were not born. So it means that you need to look for somebody that you want to model after. What do I want to be? You want to be a so-so person. You want to be the best in your field. Identify with somebody that has achieved greatness or success in that particular field, and model, look at it and do what that person have done, and do the same thing, because that is what reality principle says. Reality principle states that if you want to achieve some certain results in this certain field, you say find out what this person have done. You say do it over and over and over until you get the same result. So you need to consider the reality principle to guide you. Number 3rd question is you need to ask yourself, what do I want to experience? What will I want to experience? Experience is like adventure. All right. What do I want to experience? At the end of it, what will bring me joy? What will make me happy? What kind of experience will I derive from these things that I've set for myself? So you need to make sure, and you need to be deliberate about it. The 4th one, as we conclude, is that you need to ask yourself this other question, which says, what do I want to possess or have? What kind of possession do you have? Do I want to possess all the women in the world? Is that what you want? Or you want to possess, all the cars like some persons want? Or you said, I want to possess everything. What do you want to have? What is it that you want to lay hand on? You want to grab hold of? So what do you want to possess? Think about this. ask yourself this question. It's really going to guide you. And the last one this morning is, where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? You see, I said it before that if you don't know where you are going, everywhere will look like it. You need to know where you want to go. Where do I want to go? At the end, some persons, like me being a Christian, you say, I haven't done everything in this world. The greatest reward is for you to go to heaven. That could be somebody's own goal. Maybe that is your own too. You can also identify with that. Where do you want to go? It can be vacation. It can be anything. It can be something, just think about something. Now, these 5 questions is going to guide you into putting in order your own goals as you about to approach the year. See, guys, while we're talking about goal setting, it's important that you need to get it right now. The Bible said, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? The foundation, you need to set it right. You need to place yourself on the proper pedestal as to where you want to go. All right. So that is why you need to go ahead and make sure you have your goal set and put the right things in alignment, so you are not deceiving yourself. Because at the end, the only person you don't want to deceive, you can deceive every other person, is yourself. You don't want to deceive yourself, because results will play out. You see, I tell people that you can tell yourself why setting goals. And I learned this from Toby Amuson. She was being interviewed on one of the Nigerian radio station. They broadcasted it live. And she said, what? I did all these things. I wrote down some of these goals. People asked me to write goals down. I wrote my goals down. I did all these things. He said, but the one thing that she wants to advise people is that is beyond writing the goals down, but the only thing you need to do is to getting into the right activities. Guys, goals are, what is a goal setting is the immediate first step into getting everything done for yourself. Goals setting is the immediate first step into getting everything working for yourself. But more importantly, goals achievement is a lifelong process. You need to know that your goal must be achieved. So, all right, guys, so this is where we're going to be drawing it a curtain. And I have something as a bonus to give you as we wrap up in this morning class. Anytime you achieve some of these, your major goals, please celebrate, pop it up, celebrate. I'm not saying celebrate to misbehave. Anytime you achieve a major goal in your life, you could identify with those major goals, like we said, the short-term goals and the major goals. We're going to talk about that too anyway in our next class. Celebrate, make winning joyful. And if it doesn't go your way, you have to also make losing painful. Please, make it painful. Reminisce over it, sober over it. Now, if you remember the last World Cup that was being played between Argentina and France, you saw the way the French players were so sober. They were bitter than sober, like, they lost, maybe they lost their wife or their children, or somebody just, died, because they lost that thing. They were prepared, they planned it, that they will win. Especially Mbappe. That guy was broken. All of them were broken. That means they make losing painful. Why do they make it painful? Because they know that they may not know. Because in their mind, they are doing the right thing. They know they gave it everything that they want to give. They gave it their all, but it didn't happen their way. But the moment they make it more painful, as you see them, reacted that way that day, it will help them. They will go back to the dressing room and say, what did we do wrong? What happened? How come we didn't win this World Cup? How come we have played, we have suffered, we got to finals, but it didn't go our way? What happened? And that is when they will rebuild on that thing. That's why I said, make losing painful. Make it painful. The moment you make it painful, it will help you to correct all the wrongs, and then you'll be heading into your own, what I call, the happy land, the joyful moment. All right, guys, I hope you got value again for being in this amazing Mastermind mentorship class. It's been a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful time. You know, here at Wealthsecrets Mindset Mentorship, what we do is to educate, equip, and enrich people with all the necessary resources and information that will empower you, including strategies and action plan that will get you into living the very best of your life. And I'm sure that you've got value this morning. And for the purpose of those watching us for the very first time, you know, we do this every morning, 9 a.m. West African time. So you might want to set the time in your own region so as for you to be part of this Mastermind mentorship class. And guess what? It's about value, value, value. You remember the topic that we started treating since on Monday is setting and achieving goals. And I hope you have your list written down. By the way, we're going to have the videos ready so as for you to go through it and then watch it and then make up your list and begin to start with setting your own goals for 2023. Guys, thank you for staying connected. Thank you for being here again. It's your regular host, your friend, and your success partner, Afolabi Olatunji. Remember, as you go about your day, we encourage you not just to count the day, but rather to always make the day count. Or else make the day count, because that is what we now do. All right? So take care. God bless you. I see you on the winning side of life. All right. I think I saw a message from one of our partners. She lost her dad. She's not here. Madam Buki from South Africa. Please, you can reach out to her personally and, you know, just console with the family. All right. God bless you. Stay blessed.